Hi everyone, Avi here, stress and weight loss coach, helping professional, high vibrational women get rid of their stress, drop those pounds, and gain their energy back through nutrition and lifestyle changes without sacrificing their food favorites and authenticity. Today's video is a necessary video. This is the reason why so many people turn to food, and food becomes that best friend. They become attached to that food. And I'm doing this video early because I'm capitalizing on the quiet, outside, inside. But I wanted to do this on disloyalty is causing you anxiety. You know, there's a lot of things that are happening in the world today, this very moment, where people may feel as though things are imbalanced. Did someone just? Okay. Where things are imbalanced. And that's what happens when there's disloyalty. Yay, hey, Julian. She's high vibrational. This is what happens when people are disloyal. You know, you thought they were loyal. You thought that was your friend. You thought that was your family member. You thought that was your mom, your dad, your aunt, your sister, your brother, whoever. And then they turn out not to be trustworthy. And how that affects you is very negative. You don't feel like you can trust anybody, right? Drop me a comment below if you can relate to that. You don't feel like you can trust anybody. So that's the same thing that's going on now. You knew you were going to have your job forever. You never thought that, you know, this was going to happen. This huge crisis was going to happen, and maybe you don't have it anymore. So you feel ungrounded, you feel imbalanced, and it creates that anxiety. It's the same feeling with disloyalty. Disloyalty creates that feeling of anxiety because it brings on these thoughts. You know, you start thinking like, well, if my best friend could betray me, then I'm not going to trust anybody. And, you know, if you know my story, and not to bash my dad or anything, when I was younger, my dad actually abandoned me and left me over my aunt's house, and then decided that he didn't want to be with my mom anymore. So I took that later in life and I transmuted that energy into a strength. I recognized early, if you want to give specific, what can you relate to? I'm glad you can relate to it. If you want to share, feel free to share and I'll type back to you, Julian. I'm so glad this is relatable. So I ended up turning that into a strength. And what I did with that is I took that particular incident, and I knew early on that, you know, this is what can happen. So because I became used to it, I looked at people differently automatically, because it happened when I was 1 year old. So that was like my life. I was like, well, if my dad can do this, other people can do this, right? So I kind of entered the world already with not a solid foundation, but it was solid at the same time. Why? Because since it did happen early on, and I want you to write this down, and I can write it down on the whiteboard too if you need. I started to build trust within myself. He taught me how I didn't want to feel. Okay, so the first part of this, when you're presented with a situation where someone is disloyal, when maybe your environment has just, you know, like that guy said on the news, or that woman, he turned into a woman. I'm super sorry. I've tried my best. He made a transition to a woman. He said, it's like a tornado, girl. So that's what happened. You know, that's what happens in life. You know, your life could be like a tornado right now, but it starts within you. You get to decide how you want to feel. Do you trust yourself? That's the beginning, is building trust within yourself, knowing that you won't betray other people, having that solid foundation. A lot of times the overwhelm and the angst comes when people are disloyal. It comes because you start to take it on. You start to look at yourself and say, well, what's wrong with me? You know, what did I do? Then it becomes you blaming yourself. I don't blame my dad. I've forgiven my dad. I've forgiven people who have, I've been backstabbed over and over and over. Oh, wow. I'm sorry to hear that, Julian, but I'm glad. You're the sweetest, kindest person. Let me just type to you real quick. Does this, let me write that. Does this still bother you? Let me know. Okay, sure. We can talk in inbox. Great. All right, great. So, you know, he did give me gifts sometimes for my birthday, but he didn't spend any time with me whatsoever. I would have to call and call and call and get his attention. And, you know, I can feel his presence because I do connect with people in other realms, and I know he feels bad. It's okay. I forgave him for that. Like I said, I turned it into a strength. So now when I come across people, I always have in the back of my mind that they could potentially do something that could cause me to be distrusting of them. However, I never go into any relationship with an expectation, okay? I am going to write this down. I'm going to write this down. This was my 6-step method from the other video that I'm going to erase. I hope what I'm saying is helpful so far. Let me know in the comments. Ask questions. Feel free to ask questions. I'll answer your specific questions. So, I never go into relationships of any kind, whether it's a friendship, whether it's in a relationship. I'm not in a relationship right now. That ain't my fault. I'm just kidding. Whether it's with friends or anything with expectations. So, the first thing is not having expectations of people. And I'm actually put 0 up here because it's cultivating or building trust within yourself. Like I said, a lot of people think that once people betray them, it's their fault and something's wrong with them. I'm sorry, can you not see? There we go. And something's wrong with them. Nothing is wrong with you. It was meant to happen. Someone took them out of your life. Those people who are disloyal, they are disloyal with themselves. It's never you. Exactly. Don't go. My loyalty, I'm going to share with you what my loyalty is, okay? And my mom taught me this, and my Aunt Deborah, who passed away from pancreatic cancer back in 2009. I never shared this video this story with anybody for as long as I lived. I remember when it was my birthday, her and my mom always made sure, exactly, be your own cheerleader. Her and my mom always made sure I had the greatest birthday ever. And my aunt was actually nearing her death at this time, but I had faith. I thought she was always going to be here because she was so strong. And she took me to Ruby Tuesdays for my birthday because I love that place. And she, like I said, that loyalty to me, she was nearing her death and took time to take me on my birthday to make sure I had a good birthday. I told her she didn't have to because I knew how sick she was. But that meant everything to me. So my loyalty is always being there for someone, showing that you care about them and telling them, being consistent, having their back, not letting people bash them and talk about them. That's what loyalty is to me. Okay? I will always remember her for that, always love her for that, because that's what she taught me. That's what my mom taught me. That's what my grandmother taught me. All of them made sure that I was fine. Okay? And I did that for them. I went above and beyond. No one was going to bash my mom. No one was going to bash my aunt. No one was going to bash my grandmother, or I would kill them. That's the loyalty that I know. However, I know in society, people have different loyalties. And that goes, oh, thank you, Julian. That goes back to what you were saying about never go into any relationship with expectation. I'm aware now that people don't have this loyalty. They don't have this kind of loyalty, okay? So I put them in, I compartmentalize people. I compartmentalize. Okay? I used to go into business relationships thinking that these people were going to be my friends and make sure that when I lost everything, they were going to help me. They didn't help me. So what did I do? I compartmentalized them. I said, okay, your loyalty is a business relationship. You have to realize where people stand. You know, maybe some people aren't going to call you during quarantine. Maybe they were just an acquaintance. You have to know where to place them. Okay. So, but in terms of people who you thought were loyal and they became disloyal to you, what you have to start to figure out is always build trust within yourself. Go within. And I'm going to put go within over here so it could circle back to 0. Go within and say thank you to those people. Because guess what? You don't vibrate with those people anymore. You don't vibrate with them anymore. Compartmentalize. What, did I spell it wrong? Or are you, I don't know. I don't really care. Go within, definitely go within and realize that those people aren't vibrating on the same vibration as you are. Maybe you're too real for those people now. So they kind of flock away from you. Maybe you triggered those people now. Maybe because you were building trust within yourself and going within, you started to trigger these people. And now they want to bash you because block, delete, detox program. Exactly. Yes, get rid of these people. Don't try to like chase them and say, well, you didn't do anything. It's them. Exactly. That's another definition. Nutrition goes beyond the food. It's who you're surrounding yourself with. Why are you surrounding yourself with them? What within you is like, I want to be around toxic people who aren't for my benefit. So when someone is disloyal to you, you don't have to try and fit in and finagle and say, oh, maybe I should have worn my hair this way. Maybe I should have done this. Maybe I should have done that. No, say goodbye. They're genetically modified. You're not. You're organic. When you're organic, you can't be with genetically modified people. There's people I've known for 15, 20, 26 years. And I'm like, oh, I was vibrating with you this whole time because I wasn't elevating. Yes, they're energy drainers. And this is one reason why so many people's energy is drained. It's the food you're eating, but it's also the people that you're feeding. You process food and people the same way. Your organs are like, listen, we don't like, we don't like soda. And we don't like that girl that was bashing you either. Get away from her. And a lot of times people feel drained because you're surrounding yourself with energy vampires. Okay? So for instance, I'll take my, thank you. I'll take my Facebook, for example. Is this really the wrong spelling for I don't really care because I pronounce it the same way. Is it really with an S? Anyway, just take my Facebook, for example. Everybody on there is not going to be at my funeral. Okay? I used to do it like that because I was going through some shit and I was like, I just want close family and friends. But however, some people are on there. It's a business relationship. I don't think it's going to go further than that, but I compartmentalize them. I don't have any expectations. That causes me peace. I don't expect them to be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. What happened? I would do that. Exactly. They feel bad when you ignore them. You know what, Julian? They're going to have to feel bad. Yes, we are. We're frequency and vibration. They're going to have to feel bad. They have to go within. By you, actually, you're helping those people when you step away from them, because now they can go within and do their self-healing. You know, we're frequency and vibrations. We're this magnificent frequency and vibration, and we want to vibrate higher. Okay? Always remember, I always take a violin, for example, okay? You have the D string, you have the G string, okay? Oh, thank you. I was like, it's wrong. Thank you. Sorry about that, Julian. Thank you so much for repeating after me. Yeah, write this down. Feel free to take a photo of it. So I played violin for years, and I love it. It's over here. You have the G string here, okay? You have the D string here. You have the A string. You have the E string. Are they overlapping each other? No. So sometimes that's what you got to do with people. You're the G string. They're the D string. You both go on your own journeys, and you can both make beautiful music away from each other, okay? That's how I see it. Because sometimes when you're together with certain friends and certain people, and it's just drama after drama after drama, you're both causing you to be stuck as fuck. And you know what? There's universal law, which I'm going to write that down. That's not really like a step. Universal law. Oops. Universal. Universal law. Okay? If how are you doing self-hatred and narcissism? Oh, I'll go over that too. We'll talk about that, Julian. Definitely. And universal law, which a lot of people, it has nothing to do with belief. It just is. You know, there's laws of the land. It's called universal law. There's laws of the body, which follow universal law. Everything follows universal law. If the universe is not feeling your vibration, absolutely, I will definitely explain what narcissism is. If the universe is not feeling your vibration, it's going to get rid of it. I'll never forget that scripture in the Bible. I read all books. I don't look at it as religious or I'm in a cult or I go to church or whatever. I read books. They're useful to helping people. Okay, that's how I look at things. I'll never forget that Korah, the universe got tired of Korah. It was K-O-R-A, I think, or something like that. Fell into the crack of the earth, okay? Fell into the crack of the earth. Why? Because universal law. So if you think it is what it is, exactly. If you think you run the show, if you think your negative vibrations, your disloyalty, which is lukewarm, disloyalty, being disloyal, that's a lukewarm person. That's imbalanced. The universe does not like imbalance. It'll spew you out. Isn't that what it says? It'll spew you out if you're lukewarm. Whatever is lukewarm, it will spew you out. It will throw you in the crack of the earth. And that's your doing. Because that's the vibration you're putting out. That's what you're asking for. I actually did an episode on that. Exactly. So Julian's asking about narcissism. Exactly. Sahar, it is what it is. Awesome. She's asking about narcissism. So narcissistic people are people who are energy vampires that don't know they're energy vampires. They think they are entitled to everything. You could cry in front of them. You could say, I broke my toe. They will blame you. They will blame you for that. They will say everything is your fault. When you call them out on their shit, they flip it around on you and make you think it's crazy. That's what you call gaslighting. Oh, okay. Thank you. She's very knowledgeable about pretty much everything. And she's humble about it, but she's knowledgeable about everything. Korah was disloyal to Moses and kept opposing him. You know why he fell into the crack of the earth? Because he wasn't only opposing Moses, he was opposing the creator. See, sometimes people look at people and think they're just people, but they're connected. So when you oppose and put out that bad fucking energy, it's what Julian's laughing. When you put out that bad fucking energy, You're opposing the angels. You're opposing the creator. You're opposing universal law. The universe is like, get out. So you could keep doing it and thinking you're like powerful because you're in your ego. That's how narcissists are, Julian. They think they're this magnificent being that, and I'm not saying anything is wrong with being a magnificent being, but it's to the point where they don't care about other people. Facts. Like I said, you could cry, you could do this. They're not going to console you. It's going to always be about them. They will literally ask you. You can say, my dog died. And it's like, well, what about me? You didn't ask about my day. And they're very abusive. They're very abusive people. Very abusive people. I've been around a bunch of narcissists, okay, that will have you thinking, if you're not strong enough to get away from them, they'll have you thinking everything you do is wrong and you shouldn't be here. And if anytime you feel like that, get away from those people. If they put your hands on you, you fuck them up, okay? So, yes, right. So that's basically what a narcissist is. They're energy vampires who have this grandiose thought process. They never apologize because they don't know what that is. They don't really have emotions. That's kind of similar to a sociopath, Bill Gates, who doesn't have any emotions whatsoever and does that smiley speech, getting everyone to get vaccines. If you heard my podcast on vaccinations, you wouldn't want to get them because I had several and been still fighting for my life because I had several of them. Oh, yes, yes. Block and delete those people. If you get a bad vibe, even if you get a bad vibe, don't nobody got to know shit. Block them. Block them. Delete them. Do whatever you have to do to keep you balanced. Okay? Sometimes people know what they're doing. You don't got to give them an explanation. Okay? I've tried doing that. People never give me an explanation. Energy. Exactly. They will suck your ass dry and be like, bitch, why are you crying about it? I'm like, because you're an energy vampire. But anyways, feel free to ask more questions. That was basically how to re-enter the world of trust when people are disloyal by building trust within yourself, not having expectations, compartmentalizing people. Thank those people because now you can set boundaries. Write down what you don't like, what you do like. And then, give it time. Give it time to build trust with certain people. Always remember that what is meant to be will be. Okay? Relationships can be long. They can be short. You don't know the divine timing of anything. You just have to roll with it. That's what I learned from a young age. I learned that. I was like, well, okay. A lot of stuff happened. Abuse happened when I was 2.5 to 3. Horrible abuse. Horrendous abuse. All kinds of abuse happened when I was 2.5 to 3, and I was abandoned by my father at the age of 1. So I knew off top that people weren't to be trusted. So I went into the world compartmentalizing, building trust within myself. I didn't like liars, even though I saw danger. I saw monsters in my life. Exactly. I chose not to be like them. And I didn't expect anybody to be like me either. I went through some years thinking, oh, people are like me, but that it wasn't true. Yes, what's meant to be will be. Exactly. If people are meant to be in your life, they will. They definitely will. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. I hope this video was helpful. It smells like smoke outside. Oof. All right, so feel free to ask questions. I'm going to go back and reply to them on the replay. I hope this video is helpful. Have a wonderful day. Love yourself. Don't expect everybody to love you. Oh, thank you. I'm extremely proud of you. Yes, definitely. We'll talk more about that, Julian, and I'll type back to all of these beautiful comments. Much love, sending you much love and healing energy. You are meant to be here. You have a purpose. Love yourself. Mwah.